My pleasure now to introduce Jean-Marc Lacoste, and he's the president and CEO of Monarch Gold, and we're going to be talking about their projects. And Jean-Marc, I really appreciate you joining us this morning.
Before I start Monarch Gold, I know I'm on a tight 15-minute window, but just to give you a background on myself, I was the CEO of a past company before Monarch Gold, which was called Golden Goose Resources. And we had the deposit Magino, which now belongs to Argonaut Gold, who bought it in 2012 for $350 million. I started Monarch in 2012, and this is where the story began. And today I will show you what we've accomplished in the last 8 years since the beginning of Monarch Gold. So Monarch Gold is an emerging gold company in Abitibi, Quebec. We have some goals that we want to achieve. We have key projects to do it, strong asset base, and we're located in one of the prime real estate jurisdiction in Canada for gold. Our goal is to build a 100 to 200 ounces a year gold producing company. We offer attractive valuation at $44 per ounces versus our peers in the industry. We have a market cap of $150 million. All of this with a resource base of 3.2 million ounces, M&I category, which include a reserve of about 1.8 million ounces of gold. We have a strong pipeline of development, and the key projects are Wasamack, Beaufort, and McKenzie, which we're going to go in detail. This is a pipeline of the projects that we have at Monarch. So basically from exploration all the way to production, we have the 6 projects laid out there from Campflow, Swanson, Quanar, McKenzie, and on development stage, Wasamack and the Beaufort mine, which is on care and maintenance for a restart hopefully in 2021. We had a lot of news in the last few weeks and months. We just closed the $13 million bought deal flow-through financing on September 17, led by Sprott and GMP Stifel. We basically had the first research coverage that started in August from Sprott Capital with a price target of $1.65 per share. We signed an MOU back in July with Ontario Northland Railway. I'll explain more later about the Wasamack project. Ausenco as well to look at potentially upgrading the Kids concentrator from Glencore. And of course, Yamana came in as a strategic investor at the beginning of the summer. This is a map of all the projects that we own on the Cadillac Fault. And you could see we go from the east all the way to the west. You got the Quanar Gold project on the right, which is 150 square kilometers of fully permitted mine with the beautiful land package for exploration. The 2 blue squares in the middle are the milling facilities that we own. We have the Campflow mill, which once belonged to Barrick Gold. It was their first mill acquisition back in the 80s. And we have the Beacon Gold Mill as well, which is both mills are in the center of the bulk of everything we own in the eastern part. So you got the McKenzie Break project, we'll talk later, the Beaufort mine, the Swanson, and the Campflow property under the Campflow mill as well. Now, if you look to the west, you could see the flagship project of the company, which is Wasamack, where we're going to be jumping in right on the next slide. Total 350 square kilometers of land package that we own on the prime jurisdiction. Why Wasamack, the flagship of the enterprise? This is a slide that was produced by Integra Resources. For some of you who know the company, they started with 3,500 companies, and they applied a couple of filters that you're looking for when you invest in a company. And they ended up with the top 5 assets out of the 3,500 around the world right now. And Wasamack made the cut of the top 5 assets. So we just thought it was a really nice slide. Basically, it removes the projects without the valid economic study, friendly jurisdiction, less than initial capex of $500 million US. So that's how we made it to the top of the list. Wasamack is 100% owned by Monarch. It's 15 kilometers west of Rouyn-Noranda, one of the two big mining cities in Abitibi, Quebec, mining town, should I say. It's got 1.8 million ounces of 2.56 gram material. It's a bulk mining, shear hosted underground deposit. The goal at this point is we're on a permitting timeline of 2 years, and we are escorted by the government to help go through all the different steps of the permitting process. And you could see on the screen all the red zones that establish what will be mined under Wasamack. If you look at the main zone, there's a little foot coming out a little bit like Italy. It's called the Wildcat Zone. We will be most likely drilling this zone during the winter and hopefully be able to establish a lot of blue sky on the project, near surface. This is the project economics. They're very robust, as you can see. The present value, NPV of the project as we speak is closing into $1.6 billion with a CapEx original of $464 million Canadian. That includes building a mill on site. If we were to build a mill at a different location or use somebody else's mill, the CapEx would go down by 50% to about $230 million, which would make the project even more attractive from a financial point of view. Something important to notice, the cash cost per ounce is $550 US per ounce, and the all-in sustaining cost is $630 US per ounce. You can also see the pre-tax IRR when the whole thing came out was about 24%. We are currently looking at potentially closing into about 50% internal rate of return with the current price of gold. This is the Railveyor technology, the technology that will be used to haul back the ore back to surface. Basically, it's all electric, and it goes and gets the ore within very close to the stope that we're mining. So it involves much less trucking, much less human factor, and it is a very well known technology with the Goldex project at Agnico Eagle down the road from us, about 100K. We actually compare ourselves to Goldex, Agnico Eagle project, and a Young-Davidson Alamos Gold, which currently is the biggest shareholder of Monarch, with 16% of the company. You have the Wasamack project there that have similar tonnage, about 6,000 tons per day, cash cost of $550 US, and about a production of 140,000 ounces a year. And we are using the Railveyor technology as well. This is a deposit. It shows with the red arrows that the project is very open at depth. You could see all the zones and all the infrastructure that you see on screen are the projected mining plan for mining the different zones of the project. All zones are open at depth, and they're totaling 2.6 million ounces of 2.7 grams per ton. Again, those are very wide zone, 30 to 70 meter wide. This is why we have a facility to mine that type of grade. And if you look at the slide at Goldex, they're mining 1.71 grams per ton in a similar model, and Young-Davidson 2.56, similar to us as well. This is to show you the depthness of the Wasamack project. You could see it's all open at depth. This project can go a lot deeper. So you could see this is one of the blue sky compared to the other projects in the region, for Westwood from IMM Gold and different projects from Agnico. They all go down to even more than 3 kilometers deep if you look at the La Ronde deposit. We also have a care maintenance mine. We just received $5 million in a royalty to do a 42,000 meters of drill campaign at the Beaufort mine. It's 100% owned. It's on care maintenance. It's a 42,000 meter drill campaign focusing on high-grade zones and expanding resource block that we already know. So far, we're getting some very interesting results. You could see just below from the first 24 holes, 783 grams of gold over 0.2 meters. Of course, that would be mined for about 2.4 meters wide, but still, it's a very interesting grading vein that we identify in some of the holes. These are different targets that we have. Today, we don't have time to go in details, but basically, the whole 42,000 meter program has been designed to show you all the extension drilling that we will be doing on the property. And they're all near already development, so we know when we restart the mine, there will be ounces easier to go and get. You could see we're only down to 800 meters compared to the other project in the region. That gives us a big potential for the future of the mine. So it's always good to look at a project when you see the potential of that. McKenzie Break is an exploration project that we are drilling right now. Again, very high grade, beautiful zone, 7 meters of 32 grams, 14 meters of 14 grams. This project is only scratching the surface. We're only down to about 250 to 300 meters of depth. And we're going in the right-hand side of the screen here. You could see we're exploring the eastern part of the project, and we are slowly making it bigger and bigger. So you could tell this project is a very exciting project. We get a lot of questions about this one. We have about $3 to $5 million that will be spent on that project over the coming year. We also have the Campflow project, which sits right below the Campflow mill. So this is an historical picture. It was one of the most profitable mine in Abitibi back in the days. So we are very excited at doing a 2020 new technology compilation on the project, so we could get a better look at the different structure that were mined back in the days, again, by Barrick Gold. You could see where that property sits. The Campflow is in the eye of the Yamana Partnership. This is the Canadian Malartic Partnership. So we sit right next to that. As you can see, Yamana together have a big piece of land. Yamana is now a shareholder of Monarch with close to 10% on a fully diluted basis. These are the different mills that we have. Basically, picture total combined 2,300 tons per day. You got the Campflow and the Beacon Mill. We offer an attractive valuation vis-a-vis our peers. You could see all based on the Wasamack project, so there's a lot more that could be said. The capital structure of the company, we got 315 million shares outstanding, market cap of 150 million. We have about $32 million in the bank as of September 30th. The main shareholder as mining partners are Alamos Gold, Yamana Gold, ECLA, and Agnico. All have decent shares of the company. Management owns 3% of the company. As you can see, it's very tightly held. We have a great management with expertise, with discovery like Magino, Detour Gold, Island Gold. You could go and see the website and look at everybody's bio. You can find additional information in the annexes of my presentation. We have page 24 is the resource per projects. Should you want to look at one in particular, this is the railway system that goes by the Wasamack project with the tailing stockpiles, and as you can see, it would remove 230 million if we would bring it to another project nearby. I'm almost done my 15 minutes, so you can see here a map in the annexes that shows you all the milling facility in Northern Ontario and Quebec. I invite you to go and check them out. And at this point, I will terminate the presentation.